Hello, YouTube. Welcome to another design session with Brian Lane Designs. I'm Brian, and I am so happy to be here and with you guys making another design. If you have any questions, please drop them in the comment section below, and I will be more than happy to answer your questions. And also, if you would like to follow me on my Facebook page, it is under Brian Lane Designs. That is my Facebook business page. You can also find me on Pinterest, TikTok, Instagram, and of course here on YouTube. Okay, first of all, let's point out the spot on my sweatshirt. So I just had dinner before I did this tutorial, and I did not know it was there until after I made this video. So let's just overlook that. The first thing that I'm doing is I made my bow. I think I did a 6-loop bow, and I'm coming in, putting it on the wreath frame at 10 o'clock. That's usually where I like to put my bows, is around that section, the 10 o'clock area. And then I'm coming in with this greenery that I use a lot. It's a very popular greenery that I have. It's called Elm Leaf and Tassel. It's a very light and airy greenery. It's got some twigs, stuff like that in it. It looks very natural. It's a very woodsy type of greenery. It has a really garden-y effect to it, if you will. And it's one of my very best sellers. It's an awesome piece of greenery. So if you haven't tried it, I highly recommend it. What I'm doing right now is I'm just going around the wreath frame, and I am establishing my perimeter. And right here, I'm just giving you guys a close-up look of the wreath so you can see what it looks like up close, because there are people that do send me messages and ask me if I can show the wreaths up close for them because they have vision problems and they can't see the wreath as well on the stand. So you can see here I am just kind of showing you the perimeter of it. This is going to give me a guide as to how far I'm going to come out whenever I start inserting other stems and the rest of my greenery. That's a really good way for me that I start out, is I always like to start out establishing that. Next, I'm coming in with another awesome piece of greenery that I really love. It is a eucalyptus and willow. I think it's a spray, I'm pretty sure. And it's a beautiful piece of greenery. It is just gonna add a lot of texture, and it's gonna do a really nice job with filling in also. And from going in with my first piece of greenery that I use, that is also showing me how long I need to cut my stems. So we are just continuing on around, adding in the eucalyptus and willow. And just keep in mind, as you are adding in more greenery, you just want to make sure that you are blending it really well. So here you can see a close-up of how I've put the greenery in and how I have just blended it so you would have a nice blend, because you want to make sure your greenery isn't just sticking out by itself. You want to make sure that it looks like it's just growing in with everything else. And here you can see I'm just showing the side view so you can see that it is also full on the sides. So now I'm adding in one of my other favorite pieces of greenery. I love fern, and ferns are, I love using them anytime I can. This is I forget what this particular fern is called. I think it's called a lady fern. But here you can see, I'm going to give you a close-up, and you can see how really nice it looks in with the rest of this greenery. I love how it hangs and how it moves and it sways. Especially when you hang these wreaths on your door, they move so pretty with the wind when the wind blows. And so yeah, these are great. I just love these type of wreaths. And I'm just going to continue going around using that fern, and we're just going to place it in all the way around. But I'm showing this right here, a close-up of this, so you can see how I place the greenery, the fern in. I put it in at an angle to where it will not just hang flat up against the wreath. You want it to come out as if it is growing out of the wreath. You don't want to put anything flat up against your wreath. You want it to look like it has life and it has movement. So just make sure when you are adding in your greenery or your florals, even for that matter, you want to make sure that they are long enough that they're coming out of the wreath and it looks like they are literally growing. So we're just continuing around here, like I said, with this greenery, the fern, and I think once we get done with the fern, I think we're gonna go in with the magnolia, a magnolia pick, I think. So here you can see how pretty this is. I mean, how nice the movement is. I'm showing you this so you can see from the sides also the movement that it has, and how full also, and also what, you know, how it's blended. Like I want you to see, you know, how the eucalyptus is blended in with the first greenery that we put in, and then the fern is blending in with those two pieces of greenery. So yes, right here you can see that we are going to use one of this particular stems. It's a magnolia stem. I decided that I only needed one, because when you're doing this type of a wreath, you don't want to overdo it with your florals, because you want the greenery to be the star of the show, so to speak. So I only ended up using one of these stems. That was all that I needed, and it was perfect for that. It's just because all I want to do is just go in and add just a little bit of color, just to brighten it up even more, so the florals can play off the greenery and the greenery can play off of the florals. So I love how that turned out, how it looks really pretty. Those two colors are really pretty together. And now I am adding in it is a pick. It's a really popular pick. It's the number is, it's known as a 60919, and I am going in using the pink. I think the pink was really nice to be used with the magnolia, because the pink is bringing out the pink in the magnolia. So they're working really well together. And also, it's not overwhelming to the greenery. It's just adding a little bit of softness and some color. So, like I said, the magnolia and this fern berry, it's also known as a fern and berry bush. They're working really well together. So as you can see here, it was just enough just to add a little bit more color to the wreath. But as you can see, the greenery is still star of the show. But the florals that we have in there, they're holding their own. They still show very nice, and they're playing well on their own. So I love how all of this is just very complementary of each other. It all just works really nice, and it's just a really cohesive look. I also wanted to add in these, they're dried ranunculus stems. I love them. They have that dried feel and look to them, and I love the color. I think the color is so pretty. It's a very soft, muted color, and I wanted just to have another floral in there throughout, something that was just going to add some more depth and some more drama, if you will. And I love how they're just hanging in there. They look like they're kind of heavy, so they're just It looks like they're just growing out and kind of hanging, and I love that look. Now we are going to be adding a vine that I absolutely love. I love this vine. I love to add this into my, when I'm doing wreaths like this type of design and any type of garden arrangement. I love to add in the really natural, rustic looking vines. What I did with this vine is I just cut pieces off of it, and I made them into like a C shape, and I just went in through the wreath all the way around and continued using that C shape, and I used the ends of the vine, and I wrapped them around. You can see here, like I wrapped one of those around the stem of one of those ranunculus, and it just when you just wrap it around something, it holds it in, because the wiring is so good in these vines. They're wired, of course, all the way down, and they're just amazing. And you can do anything you want to do with these vines. You can twist them and shape them to whatever shape you want them to be, and they're amazing for this type of design. So, and I let some of it hang down on the ends, but other than that, I just continued going all the way around and putting that in and tying the end of it in, just wrapping it around any type of stem that I could grab a hold of just to hold it in place. So it turned out really nice using that vine. I highly recommend that you consider using vines and stuff like that whenever you are making rustic type of designs, garden style, garden themed designs, arrangements, anything like that. They're very nice. And here I am adding in my tails. I like to add my tails in at the very end because I can choose where I want them to hang, and so I typically always like to add my tails in for my bow at the very end. So here is the finished look. I hope you guys like it. I hope it's something that you may want to try to design. So if you enjoyed this video, I would really appreciate it if you could give me a thumbs up and a follow. Also, if you would like, you can follow me on my Facebook page. It's under Brian Lane Designs. And over there, I do tutorials also, and I have live sales, and so I would love it if you would consider to give me a follow over there also. And if you haven't, you can download the app. I have an app. You can download it on your iPhone or your Android. So thank you so much, you guys. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you next time.